Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Elden Ring Nightreign, let's have a look at Everdark Adel, which I think is now my favorite boss in the entire game to play. I'm not saying that I'm good at him. I have maybe a 50-50 win rate with randoms, but I really enjoy the boss. And then a few days ago I made a 200 hours review of Elden Ring, and there I put a tier list of the characters that I like using. But I've been using exclusively Recluse and Duchess in this Everdark Adel, and I like them more now, so I added a tier between the middle and then the bottom. I'll leave Executor at the bottom because I never use him. And then I'll move Recluse up 1 tier, and then I'll move Duchess up 2, so she's up there with Wilder and Iron Eye. But if I keep playing with her, and if I keep liking her, she might go up to the top. I feel like Wilder, and Iron Eye are very strong, but they're not super interesting in how they play to me. But Duchess I find more interesting, so yeah, I'm not going to automatically jump her up to the top, but I do like her. But here, let's look at Recluse. I did not get a Shattering Crystal, which is my favorite spell to use for this fight. Just my staff selection was terrible, so I'm using Night Comet. And then this fight took, I don't know, long-ass time. So I'm not going to show the whole thing. But yeah, I think part of that reason was because I didn't get the Shattering Crystal. And then I'm using the Starfist here. I like picking up a physical weapon for Recluse, so that I can, revive teammates, or get critical hits, or break the seals on the rises. And then, it's not this game, but I was playing another Everdark Adel, where I had the Starfists, and then the Wilder in the team seemed very upset that I was using them. I believe that, Starfists are good on every character. And then because I can get the bleed in there, it can get the damage in there, even though I don't have the good scaling. But this Wilder was doing everything it could to get across to me that it wanted it. It was like using staves, It was trying to attack me with like bare fists, And I was like, no, I want to keep it. You can go find your own weapon. And then we did get the clear together. But in the moments between me getting the clear and then the screen going blank, the Wilder quit out of the game. And I was like, wow, one final pout at the end of the match. But anyway, here we are, finally. What is this, like 10, 15 minutes later in the fight? I am dead, but what I'm doing is I'm crawling into the tornado because that is where I want to be if I am dead. That makes it easier for me to be revived. But I think the Wilder here is smartly just trying to go for the clear rather than a revive. But if they wanted to revive me, then being in the tornado would be the way to do it. Okay, there goes the boss. Yeah, my teammates, their damage output was not good at all. Neither was mine, so that's why this fight took so long. And Flank, that's a pretty funny name. Okay, here's another run with Recluse. This time I do have the Shattering Crystal, and then in my right hand I have the Serpent Bone Blade, so I can do poison on the boss, maybe. But yeah, with Recluse, I'll pick up almost any weapon that isn't like Colossal or something with like a slow attack animation. If it has a status effect, even better. So yeah, Starfists and the Bone Blade both fit the bill there. Yeah, Shattering Crystal, get close, do a charge attack. And then this run I think will end in a loss. I'll just show like a bad example of handling the tornado. Alright, we'll jump ahead here. It's got the big freak out. And then looks like the Guardian did the ultimate. Maybe they didn't hold it, or maybe they didn't have the right relic, but they died there. And unfortunately, where I run here, I run exactly where the tornado is, so I die. And then there's the Executor. He seems to be running into the tornado, and so he dies, so that was a loss there. But yeah, I've been really surprised since this second go-around of Adel, how many people are not familiar with the phase change. They don't know how to deal with the tornado, so lots of losses from that. Okay, one last run with Recluse. I have the Shattering Crystal again and the staff, and then I have the Crystal Spear for Rot, so another status effect there. And then this will be a win here. But yeah, Adel is now my most played and most won boss in the game. They did kind of an amazing thing with like the look, the design of it, because it's like horrifying and grotesque, but also cute. Like it looks like a big puppy dog just kind of ambling around. But yeah, just trying to get close, get the Shattering Crystal in there. Damage output was much better overall, so this fight was much quicker. The Revenant was doing lots of damage. I guess, using the stone throw? But yeah, knowing the timing of when to revive guys is difficult. Like, when it is if the Cyclone is out, you know? I actually don't like to revive during that time, because it's just like so small a space. Alright, so the Revenant didn't get far enough there, so they got downed. So Tornado comes out. And then I want to keep moving, you know, so I don't get hit by the random lightning. Jump into the thing. Maybe get a diving attack. I don't know. Get a charged attack there. Alright, and then the tornado ends. I run away again. And then now, if like one of the members, you know, picks up the focus, you know, from the boss, then the other one can revive somebody who's down. This is maybe the best time to do the revive. So yeah, they got the Revenant. Revenant is back up. And then there's not a lot of time before the tornado starts again. Okay, diving attack there. Very cool. Charged magic. Okay, lots of damage. Maybe another chance here? Yeah, when you first jump into the Cyclone, then there's kind of a window to attack there, so we got the win. But at this point, I was like, you know, the way that I'm playing Recluse is kind of like how I would play Duchess. So at this point, I changed over to Duchess. But again, having magic in the left hand and then a weapon in the right hand. And then one reason that I was not playing Duchess much before was because the dagger especially is very mashy, button mashy. And I'm old, you know, my arms can't take it. So I'll pick up like any other dexterity scaling weapon with her. Again, ideally with a status effect. But yeah, left hand, we got the Shattering Crystal again. And then right hand, I have the Hand of Millennia. No status effect, so I don't like it as much as other weapons, but it does have a good reach. But a big benefit, you know, of playing a Duchess over Recluse is a much better dodge, which I have to get used to using. And then a little bit more HP, so she can more take a hit. Alright, and then we'll skip to the end here. We're inside the tornado. Oh, I'm alone here. And then it kind of bugged out here. This happens once in a while. If you're the only one alive in a multiplayer game, then the boss will just stop moving. Give you a chance to revive somebody, or give you a chance to just attack. What's funny though is that one time I was doing this with Revenant, and then everybody was down and the boss was kind of frozen. I summoned a spirit, and that triggered the boss to start moving again, so Next time I'll know not to summon and instead revive somebody. Okay, but we got the clear there. And then one more with Duchess, again, Shattering Crystal, and then right hand Anspur Rapier for the Rot. So I like this setup more than the previous. If I can, I'll get in close and get the Rot, and then they'll back off, and then I'll start doing the magic. And then for all of these runs, I've been doing a relic setup where each of the 3 relics has the upgraded Crystallian sorcery, so that the Shattering Crystal can do more damage. But it's like the only stuff that I can use on those relics, so it's kind of like I'm playing with no relics except for the Crystallian. But then lately, after these kind of series of runs with Duchess, I've been using kind of a more general relic setup. So it's like, what is it? Improved. Oh, it's the enhanced Gnoster relic, where it's more FP for various conditions, and then I have the post damage healing, and then improved damage with the restage. So I'm not tied to the Crystallian sorceries there. I can use any that I find, but I usually end up using the Crystallian anyway, just because it's good. If I could find some relics that had the Crystallian and those other skills that I was talking about, that would be perfect for my build of Duchess. But yeah, I found a way that I want to play Duchess, so yeah, I do like her. So here again, I was crawling into the center of the Cyclone, but then the archer, Iron Eye, was hitting me with arrows as I was crawling in, and I was like, no, stop, wait until I get inside. And then there, I don't like the timing also of when they revived me, because the big AoE hit me as I was just getting revived, so yeah, now is like when I like doing the revive, is when the Cyclone is out, or it's not around, and I can just focus as the boss focuses on the other guy. And we'll get the clear here. Okay, so those are my thoughts on my favorite boss, Everdark Adel, using some characters that I hadn't really used before. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.